Hello and welcome to this video blog. Today I would like to consider with you what is unconditional love. And this comes from reading many social media posts about what people believe is unconditional love, which is they believe it's a feeling. And unconditional love is not really a feeling. It is a state of consciousness that embraces much more than we can really think it's love. I've read how desperate people are when they meet like their twin flames or a soulmate, that they feel such a strong, powerful feeling, and then since it's a new feeling, it's really different from any other relationships. We like to label this as unconditional love towards that person. But let's imagine that there's a level of unconditional love that is experienced by the ego, which is the highest possible feeling that our third dimensional ego center being can feel. But that doesn't mean that's unconditional love, true unconditional love. Because unconditional love, true unconditional love, is more easily experienced at the fourth dimensional level of consciousness, like at the fourth chakra level of consciousness. Once the Kundalini energy has awakened and it has gone through all our different chakras, which, by the way, when it goes by each chakra, is just giving us so much light towards what the chakra entails. So when we reach the fourth chakra dimension, when we reach that level of awareness, we realize that unconditional love, first of all, is not a feeling, is a state of consciousness, which understands that from our personal ego perspective, where we separate and divide things, inner peace, freedom, and love are one and the same. You see, on our rational side, on our rational level governed by the ego, we divide those things. But at the level of unconditional love, awareness, there's no division, there's no separation between one or the other. And one of the major things of understanding that it is really unconditional love is that there's no fear. It's a state beyond duality. There's no fear. There's only light, union, oneness, freedom, and that sense of love just becomes all encompassing oneness. So we need to be mindful that to get to that true level of unconditional love, we need to do a process of awakening. It just doesn't come because I want to experience unconditional love and, oh yes, I feel unconditional love towards my son or towards my husband or towards my twin flame or my soulmate or or just my parents. It's unconditional love. But we need to be very crudely honest and sincere. When we say unconditional love is a love with no conditions, what does it really mean? Because in our interpersonal relationships, the most intimate relationships, we always have expectations. Whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not, oh, I want this person to tell me that she or he loves me, that to embrace me, to be next to me, to walk with me. Those are desires that come from a sense of separation. But when we realize oneness with our twin flame, mainly, specifically, just to say an example, we don't have a need to be like in union, to be a couple, because we are one. We are one. And that's what most people are missing. They want to be in union with the twin flame without understanding that, at least for now, in this day and age, twin flames are meeting to break apart our social conditioning, our belief systems about what love is, about what relationships are, so we can discover and wake up to unconditional love and anchor that vibration in this world that is very needed. So be mindful. I mean, we can know, knowledge. We have a knowledge of what unconditional love is. We believe it's, loving someone like freely, not expecting, no conditions. That's not how we experience from our ego perspective unconditional love. Actually, from the ego perspective, that's unconditional love, and it's not the real unconditional love. So the only way we can get to understand, because one thing is holding that idea of what it means, and another thing is experiencing it and really, really understanding what it is. It only comes through experience, and it turns into wisdom. The only way is through inner awakening. And that's why twin flames touch us into the deepest core of ourselves to break us apart, makes us see so many different levels of consciousness. But most people are stuck in the idea that they want union, they want obsessively to become one, I mean, not even one, a couple with the twin flame. And so then they will realize unconditional love. That's not the way it is. No. Only when both twin flames have reached that awakening and wisdom of unconditional love, they can actually have a life together for a purpose, with a purpose of anchoring strongly that unconditional love on the roots of consciousness. Since we are in the transition of a new age, we are actually tearing apart all those concepts, all those beliefs that need to get out of the way, so we can develop and evolve into deeper inner wisdom and raise our vibration to higher dimensions. It is a very roller coaster kind of journey. Yet, once we have this experience that I know some have had it through their Kundalini awakening and how they have assimilated and processed the experience into their lives, that's the most amazing experience we can have for now. 'Cause there's more and more to come. That's not the end of the journey. It's just the beginning of a new journey. So consider that, and I know that it's only through experience that one can really anchor and understand what it is. Yet having the possibilities out there floating help to just connect in different directions about the feeling of unconditional love. Okay, so it's just something to reflect on. You're welcome to join us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's a bilingual channel, and we do videos in Spanish and English. And we have our Facebook, which is awakening.goypaz. Our Instagram, which is also bilingual, is goypazr. And that's about it. Oh, I have a Twitter, which is goypaz. Anyway, I try to do bilingual presentations for the same subject, but sometimes it's just in one language, or sometimes it's in another. Anyway, but you're welcome to subscribe anyway. Thank you for taking your time to watching this, and the most important thing is look inside. The answers are there, truly, and just by doing the inner work, we are going to support our inner awakening that is going to climb in vibration and awareness until we reach that understanding of the real experience of unconditional love. Have a good journey. Until then, bye-bye.